Hi there. I hope I didn't click end stream just then. Hello, Anna. It's lovely to have you back and be back here with you and our guests who come on board who watch it live or watch the replay on either LinkedIn, YouTube, or Facebook. And how are you today, Anna?
I'm happy, very happy. The sun is out, warmer weather,
Isn't
very
it lovely?
restful.
Doesn't it feel different when it's starting to get warmer? It's been a really, really cold winter for most people, I think, this year.
Cold and quite wet. Yes, definitely. You look really like a springtime right there.
That's my colour. You know that. The colours I wear
I do notice. They look good on you.
So important to me, and they really affect us and how we feel and how we look. So,
Exactly.
so colour is a wonderful thing, actually. Some people use colour therapy. And colour has also, you know how we're into frequency, and, you know, I'm into frequency, and colours have their own, each colour has their own frequency as well, has its own frequency as well. And so does fabric, you know. So this is actually synthetic, I think, but the best fabrics to wear are natural fabrics. They have the highest frequency, natural frequency. So linen, I think, is the highest, and cotton and silk are all pure natural fabrics, and so they vibrate. Everything vibrates. We know this. Everything on this planet vibrates.
Definitely. And that's amazing, because those are my three favorite fabric.
Silk,
linen, cotton, and silk. Or maybe silk, linen, cotton.
I think silk might be the highest, linen. And then, of course, there's wool. And there's wool. So, wool. WOOL.
Yeah. Wool for
and
winter.
So wool is for winter. Yeah. And so these I only learnt recently that, you know, things like fabrics had a vibration, a frequency as well. And it just all makes sense. It just all makes sense. Our thoughts have a frequency, our feelings are at a frequency, so therefore we're operating from a frequency. And of course, we attract like. So we're like a frequency magnet. We attract the frequency that we're operating from. So obviously, if you're wearing fabrics that are a higher frequency, they're not going to block your own frequency so much as if you're wearing something that's, you know, synthetic. And they'll be more comfortable. They'll feel more comfortable.
I do believe that all materials has the structure, which is the information, the structure, and that each of them carry a certain level of energy, and that's how they shape themselves and present themselves to us as the structure, like the real material. And if we can measure it, there's a level of energy and frequency for sure. And so is words. I believe so is words.
Like our words, our feelings and emotions are all a frequency. Every word has a frequency. There was that Dr. Emoto, the Japanese doctor, who studied the change in water molecules the change in the crystal shape or water molecules by putting words on the container they were in, by writing both nasty words, horrible words, low frequency words, and beautiful words, love, gratitude, and words like that. And the formations were completely different. Then he froze it, I think, if I recall. I haven't talked about this for a while. I think he froze it, and the crystals that formed with the freezing were same product, same water, completely different formations from one word to another, which is unbelievable. Dr. Emoto.
If you told this to me 20 years ago, I wouldn't believe it, because no one even mentioned it to me, and I didn't have that kind of awareness of the word that we use, of the material that we use every day, and the environment that we created to live in. So with that awareness, I did a lot of clearing. I get rid of things that doesn't make me feel good. Only keep things that make me feel good. Or if I decided to sit in a certain environment, I have to protect my energy. I have to protect it. because if
Yes.
otherwise if we don't protect it, then we let it sip into us, and then we end up being polluted somehow.
Yeah, that's so true.
Mm.
I love that you've said that, Anna, and I love that you've become aware over the years of that information, because it can only help you. The more enlightened we are, the higher our level of awareness, the more open
Awareness
we
is just the information and the knowledge that we open ourselves to learn, right? So, and sometimes we don't have time to really learn it, or we are not surrounded by, we don't open up to connect with more source of information or insight or wisdom in order to have the information that serve our life. So that's why conversation like this is so amazing. I truly appreciate it. Like every time I talk to you, you share something amazing. Like recently you share about the PEMF
yes,
technology, which is quite rare. Not everybody knows about it. And
no,
now you
you're
get me
right.
digging and searching and reading more about it. The more I read about it, the more I'm fascinated. So thank you so much for sharing that.
And thank you for being open. And here's the thing: you just said it. You said you get this new information, and you know what? We can all choose what we do with it. We can throw it out. If I'm saying anything that you don't like, or other people here on this listening to us don't resonate or don't like or don't agree with what we're saying, you can choose to throw it out. It doesn't make any difference to me.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
And so we have a choice about everything. And the thing is that the choice, that's the word. Freedom and choice are really, really big words when it comes to our, our experience in life, right?
Yes.
And we're going to talk about that in a minute too. And so, like you say, with learning more and more and more about frequency, we're evolving. The planet is evolving. The humans on the planet, we're all evolving. We're all changing, and life is changing for us.
Yeah.
And so there's probably a level of requirement to become more informed about some things we weren't informed about before, because there are so many changes. Life is so different for us now than, say, when my grandmother was a child or an adult. Or my great-grandmother, very, very different. Even my mother, who's lived to be 92, you think about the changes in their lives from for someone who's in their 90s. Huge.
I guess in our great-grandparents' life, they couldn't even vote. They couldn't even work.
Yeah, some of them.
Like in the 70s, they couldn't even, if you were pregnant, you can't work for the government. See how much has been changed.
True. And, talking about frequency, I can show you my beautiful new jewellery that I got from a lady with the Crystal and Pearl Company, who I've known for years. And she has a store in the Carrara markets that she's had for 15 or more years, and they make these beautiful jewellery with real gemstones, and this is a real pearl. And when I saw it, because, I'm always attracted to the colour, not necessarily what the stone, what frequency it has and what benefits it has from that. So I was like, oh, I like that. I want something that's got my blue in it. And she said, oh, that's lapis. That's perfect for you because you're a speaker, because you speak. It gives you clarity. It boosts mental focus. It helps
get one
because you're a coach, right? It helps with problem solving and intellectual capacity. And it encourages honest communication. And it dissolves emotional blockages.
Oh, I love that. Yes.
Calmness, relieves stress, anxiety, and tension. And so now whenever I'm talking, coaching, speaking, or doing anything to do with delivering my word, I wear at least the earrings, because there's 2 little lapis in the earrings and a pearl, or the whole set. And
it's your mindset. I think it's just such a good way to set your mindset in that state, right? It is all about what we think, really.
Yeah.
I truly believe that certain color carry meaning and energy, like you just said. And you put it on, and you set you to the mind of, yes, I am this. I put this hat on. I am carrying this energy. I'm wearing this to kind of further affirm it. And it put you in the mind set of rest and balance and relaxed. And that is it's all about, isn't it? So rest is a decision. It's a decision. So we can be even working while we rest. Like rest while we're working is a concept that I guess a lot of people don't look at it that way. When you actually do it with a restful mind, the action is just like the wave above the body of water. And for me, rest is like that.
And of course, when you do what you love, when your work is what you love, you don't even feel like you're working, right? So it's all about, you're so right, Anna, it is all about your mental dialogue, the things we're saying to ourselves in our head. And so I love using this example with my people when I talk about the words that carry the frequency, should, have to, need to, gotta, got to, that are disempowering, and they have a negative connotation and a negative industry. They've a negative energy. They feel like we have to do something against our will, right? So I use this analogy where we're so patterned to use these words that we just do it without thinking the consequences of them. And one of the things people say all the time is, I've got to go to work, or I have to go to work. Mummy has to go to work, we might say to our child, or to someone we're looking after. And, I say to people, if you change that to, I want to go to work, or I choose to go to work, or even just I am, because I am is the most powerful statement we can make. I am carries the most power we have. Right? It's in the Bible, it's everywhere as being the most powerful statement we can be in. So even if we just change it to, I am going to work, that's wonderful, smile on our face and think about why we go, what we get by going there. Instead of like, I have to go to work, I don't want to, but I have to. And we go, actually, I choose to go to work because I like what I get by going to work. And it could be anything. It could be company, it could be social, it could be obviously the money, and what the money allows us to choose to buy from them.
To live the life we want. However, can I offer a perspective on that as well?
Yeah.
When we actually use I have to, I ought to, I must, maybe that is a signal that we are doing what we don't really want to.
That's true.
Or we have been tolerating for it so long. And maybe that is a sign that we have to do something about it.
It could be that.
If we accept to tolerate, then we have to change the way we think about it.
That's right.
In order to make it lighter.
Yeah.
But if we can't accept anymore, then we have to do something about it. Maybe change, maybe find other things that enlighten our soul. Find something else.
It could be either, Anna. The thing I find really interesting is that most people don't realize they're using that language. We're so deeply patterned, programmed, which I try not to use because people kind of go, I'm not programmed. So let's say we're so deeply patterned to those words just coming out of our mouths. Maybe we like work, but we still say, I have to go to work.
Oh,
right.
In that case, it's definitely the state of mind. Yeah,
it's actually a habit. It's not even a state of mind. It's a habit of words that we use. Everyone uses them. Start listening. Start listening to people's conversations and common sentences and statements they use all the time. And you will hear need to, got to, have to, must, should, shouldn't. You will hear those words in people's everyday language. Now, it either means
I agree with you.
It either means they are, like you said, it either means they're in a place doing things they don't love, or they're just being habitual and doing what everyone else does, not realizing the consequences of that. And it's part of this balance subject that we're talking about today. Because if we don't realize that, you alluded to it earlier, that we can change the way we feel about the balance in our lives by simply thinking differently. I have all the time in the world to get this done. I have plenty of time to go through my day today. Yes, I've got a lot of goals or things or tasks or things on my list. And I've got enough time to get them all done without getting stressed, with peace, you know. Once again, trying not to use the negative words of getting, I just used it and I corrected myself. We don't realise how patterned we are into saying all the negative words. So, yes, I have a list of things to do today. And each time I do one, I tick it off, even if it's only in my head, the list, and I feel great. I feel better and better and better.
Lovely. So it sounds like that is a good segue to we pursuing a goal. Even if that is the chosen goal, chosen vision or future that we want, that doesn't mean that all the tasks we do along the way is pleasant, let alone we do it for somebody else. If sometimes we are part of somebody else's goal that we don't even want to be, or we choose the work to do in order to just get paid, why we haven't found something we love yet. And I did that many times that I have to accept the job because I need the money to survive. Why I was waiting to find something else I prefer, right? Now that I am building my own future, I still have to do certain tasks that I don't like. There's a lot of tasks that I fear and I would avoid at all costs. And I'm truly aware of that. And how can we make sure that we blot it in and make sure that we tackle it with joy and restful mind? And how do we, because of that, often it gives us the sense of, I haven't done it, so I'm busy. I have to try to do this and that so that I can do it. Yes, so because we are not competent, we're more busy when we're not competent. Because when you're competent, you tackle that and you quickly finish it and you feel amazing. But when we're not competent yet, we will find that one little task take longer, and that make us feel like we have to pack in a lot more. And then we feel like we're so busy and we don't plan the rest time in it. And we end up feeling like I have to finish it by March, but I haven't. So I have to do more. And then we end up giving ourselves stress unnecessarily. We don't have the rest. What I meant is we plan the rest in our journey of pursuing something. What do you think about that? What's your thought on that? What would you share?
Yeah, I love, so there's a few things I like to talk to on those few points. One is that I got a thought while you were talking about how if you're not competent at something, and often when we're moving forward, we're doing something different, we're learning new things, we're not competent at them yet. And I find for me personally that when I'm not competent at something, like you said, it will take longer. And then I start to get frustrated and even anxious because I only allowed a certain amount of time to get through this, and I haven't finished it yet, or I haven't achieved it, or I haven't got through it. And so exactly how you described it, my day starts to pile up, and I think, I have more negative thoughts because I'm not competent. So it's really the big thing here is that it's really important to know that we're going to be uncomfortable when we're moving forward or moving out of here to something more. We have to be, and I've used that word have to, we want to recognize, change my language, we want to recognize that if we're never uncomfortable, we're never evolving, moving forward, we're staying in our little security blanket, our comfort zone, and life will always be living in mediocrity. So you want to,
even if life amazing, but if we don't grow, we feel like stagnant.
Exactly. If we don't
feel
grow,
unhappy straight away. Funny. It's something about us. The soul want to grow.
The universe.
Even if your life, I believe that your life is really amazing right now. You've got everything you need, right? However, you still want to grow. You still want to do something
Always.
new. Yeah.
Yes, always.
Oh.
There's a pull. There's a constant pull of the universe on us to do more, be more, have more, because we're
Yes.
capable of it. Okay,
Exactly.
we're all doing the job we're here to do. Nobody can finish that. No one can ever finish our big purpose or why, because that's what it is. No one can say, I've done that, because it's
No.
always too big. Our purpose is huge, something we're working on all the time. And the universe, there's a huge pull. It's like as strong as the pull for a blade of grass to go through the crack in the cement. It will always find the crack in cement and come up, because the universe has the same pull on that that it has on us. And if we listen to that and we allow it, then we will always be wanting more, moving forward, growing and evolving.
It's almost like the purpose of life is growing.
Yeah. It's exciting. However, in doing that, we will feel uncomfortable. There will be many, many times where we have anxiety, we have frustration, or we have tall poppy syndrome feeling. We have feelings of not being good enough, or I've forgotten the term that we use, where you always think someone else is imposter syndrome, where you think I'm a coach, right? I'm a business coach, I'm an energy frequency worker or coach, and then I'll see someone else in the same area and think, oh, they're way better than me. We all have these problems. We all have these thoughts. None of us are exempt, no matter how much of an expert, how good we are, how far up there we are, how much money we make. We all, it's our humanness.
Yeah.
So coming back to the theme or the topic for today, which is balance and rest. What can we do, Anna, to offset all of that, to make sure or to ensure that we have enough balance and rest to be able to have a happy, peaceful, joyful life?
Very, very good question. I think we cover the parts that we are aware that the pull, the incompetent that we feel, no matter where we are, happens. We establish that. And to accept that is the first step. Accept that no matter where you are CEO, you are a very successful business owner, running multi-million business, you still feel incompetent when you start something new. We establish that. And because of that, it creates a sense of rush, hurry, try to do more, add some more, because I want to be proven that I can do it, I tackle it, I can do it fast. And that creates a sense of busyness. And it creates a sense that I have to do more, do more.
Not enough
Otherwise,
time.
I don't feel like I'm competent enough. And I believe that is the brain kind of trying to trick us. So rest. So we exhausted ourselves. But we forget that rest will allow us to be even better when we, after we rest, we have more energy. And the journey to tackle something or achieve something take time. It takes its course. If you're slow, you're slow. You are in a race, you're a rabbit, you're a rabbit. You're a turtle, you're a turtle. You have to accept that pace and factor in the time for it and plan the rest time in it as well. I plan it. I plan rest time. And I do not skip that. I plan rest time.
So important.
To be honest, sometimes I'm greedy and I say, just do a little bit more.
Yeah.
But I make sure that next week I have to have a day to rest. Rest time is part of the journey because I'm not good enough to finish or achieve something by myself. I bring people in. That is another way to balance and rest.
Yeah, that's smart.
No, not good enough to achieve a big goal. I know that. So I bring talent in. I welcome people who are even better than me, who do things faster than me, who can teach me that skill faster. So I can rest. So I'm not too busy. If the cake needs to be eaten by 12 people and I try to eat by myself, it's silly. So for me, strategy for rest is that, first of all, I'm aware that I'm incompetent. It takes longer. and I accept that. Secondly, I plan rest time into my journey, and I know I accept that the journey needs 5 years. I give myself 7 years, or maybe I'm rushed now. Okay, I push a little bit, but not too much. Like stretch a little bit, but stretch too much, just like the string of a guitar. If you stretch too much, it snaps. And I believe that. That's how I do it. And I choose joy now. I know certain tasks I don't like to do, but I need to do to finish it. If I can't do it, I learn from somebody else. I welcome people in. If it's too hard, then I will welcome somebody else in. Maybe bring someone else in to tackle this with me. Or do I need to tackle it by myself? No. Sometimes someone else can just come in and give you just 30 minutes and they're done. But if I just say, I can do this by myself, then it might take me 10 years. So that's how I think. What about you? What's your advice?
I agree with you. Everything you've said is really, really pertinent to our subject today, and to how people actually get the balance, get the rest. Like you said, plan it in, because often we don't. We have all this big list of other things we want to do when we're growing, and then we forget to plan in to rest. And so we might just keep working until it's 2:00 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're so tired we just might fall asleep and then wake up and carry on the next day. And yet, like you say, if you plan a rest, even in the day, power naps, people old like me, nanny naps.
I do have that. I have that.
Okay, mummy naps, whatever you want to call them. And have a little revive. And you know what? You will get more done by doing that than by pushing through all day long and working in a state where you're exhausted. So yes, rest is super important. That we know this, and not only that for work, it actually heals our body when we're resting. So good sleep at night is paramount for entrepreneurs, for CEOs, for high functioning, performing people, highly driven people. And I know a lot of people who work like that are also have trouble sleeping. So it's a really good idea to find some ways to help have good sleep. And they can be different for different people, so I'm not even going to suggest anything. However, it's really important to find ways to have good, deep, sound sleep, because our bodies heal at that time as well. And the PEMF is one thing that is helping people tremendously also have good sleep. And there's a few different devices, and one of them is some goggles that just are amazing, and they make us have good sleep, they make our eyes feel good, they help people with dry eyes, a whole lot of things. So look into PEMF as well if you're looking into ways of helping you cope, helping you feel more energized, helping you sleep well, so that you can perform and function at your maximum capacity each day. So that's, and also to know that the people who are right at the top, they still have fear when they start to step out of their comfort zone. We all have the fear as well. And I want to finish by one last quote that I use all the time. It's by my master coach, Mary Morrissey, and it's, when you feel fear, know that it means you're on the green growing edge of moving forward, of something more. Fear simply indicates that you're on the green growing edge of more. Having more, being more, doing more. So if we're not experiencing fear, once again, if we're not experiencing some fear, some discomfort, we are simply staying where we are and living in our security blanket in mediocrity. That's my view. You can throw it out if you want to.
I love it. Yes. And then, yeah, like you said, growing is part of life. And if we resist that, we will suffer. We will feel unhappy.
Yeah.
And I would like to add, yes, unhappiness is because we resist the grow and the change. And grow and change intentionally is possible. And if we feel too much, we feel incompetent, we can learn from other people. We can be surrounded by people who are a few steps ahead of us, and that saves a lot of time. If we save time, then we can rest, right? And then I want to share this one. I went to one of the event by Deepak Chopra in Melbourne a few years ago, and I took home. I can't remember. He said so many amazing things, but I remember one thing he shared. He said he never worked on weekends, and look how mega success he is. Yeah. But he said, I always make sure each week I have a day, at least a day, doing nothing, just rejuvenate, restful and balanced. And that's why he's successful long term.
Yeah.
And sometimes we want to success in 5 years. But what about the rest of our life? Grow is the journey of a lifetime. So why do we have to rush?
Yeah, and success is success, and then you get there, and then you just keep going.
And get another level.
The next one, and the next one. So it's not like when you get there, you'll have success.
Yeah, no, it's
actually,
not
it's an ongoing thing, like you say.
Exactly.
On that note, Anna, it's time for us to wrap it up. So is there any last closing thing you'd like to say, or shall we wrap it up at that?
I think that's
beautiful.
It's a wonderful conversation, and I'm looking forward to be part of your program again and be your guest. And I love talking to you. I love learning from you as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna, and likewise, you contribute a lot. I love having you on, and we have great conversations, don't we? So we'll be on in a month on the, do you remember the date, Anna? 24th of September. So look out for our live stream again then, and watch the replay or come live. You can ask questions if you're live. Bye. Bye, Anna. Bye, everyone.
Bye, Karen.